This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, we got Max Arraj along too. Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, Max Arraj on the LowcoSports Lowdown. Friday night, I am coming in hot from Mount Pleasant. Waves are 1-0, baby. Open
Yes,
the
sir.
season with the dub. At the 3-0
go.
win over Hanahan. Drove back. Here we are. Got in the door about 10 minutes ago and back up and out the door at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Go play two more up there in the Cathedral of Youth Baseball. Wonderful place at Shipyard. But yeah, off to a great start. Felt good to get out and play ball tonight in a beautiful place. Beautiful night in the Lowcountry. A little chilly, but pretty good. Pretty good. And Wes, pretty good night for May River over there too.
Yeah, what a senior night it was.
Working on getting the highlights together right now, but man, they brought it after taking that tough L to James Howland the other night.
They showcased their bats early off in this game, 9-0, and the star of the night was Anna Carabello, who not only went the distance in the circle and was absolutely sensational in this ball game, also picked up 3 hits at the plate, went 3 for 4, doing it all in her senior night game. That was cool to see. Great to see those 3 seniors get honored. She was one of them, and just an all-around fun night of softball. And this is a nice win to take with you heading into the playoffs. They will be the 2 seed. They'll be home, I believe, against Northville Beach on the opening round on Tuesday. That's how you want to go into the playoffs, on a dominant win like that. And they've got some young ladies on that team who can really do a good job producing quality at-bats. And when you have that dominant pitcher in Carabello on the circle, she's going to give you a chance most nights. So well done. And the defense was spectacular as well. Really, every different components of the game was tremendous for the Sharks, and absolutely the way you want to be playing ball heading into this moment, into the postseason. So keep an eye on this May River team, especially when Carabello is playing the way she has, because she was on point tonight. This entire team really fed off the energy. Senior night's always special, and you want to get a win. You want to get a win on senior night, especially to honor the seniors on this team, but as a whole, it's a really special evening, and it's cool when you get the job done, not just a win, but a dominant fashion, especially when your seniors play a key role in how it finishes. So terrific night for May River as they lock down that number 2 spot in the region, and obviously a tough one against James Island. To rebound like that, the way they did at home, is extremely impressive, and that's not a bad Beckham team. That's a pretty solid squad who's right below them in region play. So a very, very strong victory for this Sharks team today, and I'm excited to see how they can take this into the playoffs and what they can do, because they've got some dangerous weapons on offense, and it all comes down in the postseason is, can you execute on defense, make the plays. And they had some, even though they had some tough breaks at the plate, they could have had even a few more runs, but a couple calls went against them, which is, it happens. Just great work all the way around from May River tonight, and excited to see what they do from here. So keeping an eye on them. We also have a Bluffton softball getting done 18-6 for Hampton County. Just saw you put that one in. But we are getting down to it. This is the very end.
Starting to collect some scores. That might have been baseball, actually. I think that was baseball.
Oh, that's baseball.
Okay. Baseball, yeah.
All right. But yeah, this is it for the regular season. I mean, skis of soccer is like another week left, but other than that, it is full on playoff from this point forward here in the Loco.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And in fact, I think we'll have some playoff brackets to look at here tonight. I don't think we know if we have all of them. I've been out of pocket since like noon, so I don't really know what's going on in the real world.
I've yet to see.
But I do have your highlights cooking over here. So
that May River softball team is a force to be reckoned with. I have a feeling they could go deep in the playoffs if they do everything right. It was a close game against James Island the other night too. I mean, right towards the end of the game, that's when James Island started getting those runs.
Yep.
So I think
it was
they'll be
0-0 till like the 5th. It was really a good
and
battle.
that's when James Allen started getting their scores. But I mean, it's a really good May River team, and I really really like the way they play.
I like that.
That
I
is
like
cool.
that.
I like
That's
that.
cool.
That's cool. Really cool.
By the way, one of the seniors, shout out to one of the seniors, Olivia Williams, the catcher. Good night tonight. She had a double and 3 RBIs.
Yeah.
She's the salutatorian of
Wow.
May River's graduating class. And you know who the valedictorian is?
Oh.
It's a friend of the program. Friend of the program.
Oh. Is it
Willie Corn? Willie Corn, valedictorian, baby.
Willie
Corn.
Baseball player. Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Mullis ain't joking when he talks about, big brain on Willie Corn. You ain't kidding.
There you go, right there.
We baseball players can have some big brains,
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we talk a lot about, sometimes your brains outrun your baseball, and you gotta go where the brain takes you, not the baseball.
Yeah.
If your brains outpace your baseball, give up the baseball, follow the brain.
Gosh, that's such a good May River team, man. I got to watch some of their games against James Allen. I mean, they fought hard.
They're a little
they're hitting their stride right now.
I think if they could have gotten even one across against James Allen, there's a chance they score a bunch. They're super streaky. Like they hit in bunches. It becomes a contagion.
I mean, even then, like I watched. I went back and forth between May River baseball and May River softball against James Allen on Thursday, or not Thursday. I'm sorry, on Wednesday. And I was watching that softball team, and even towards the end of the game, when James Allen scored their first run, I was like, this team fights really well. So I mean, like even if they're down 3, they'd have a real solid chance of beating any team. So I mean, I looked at that May River team. I'm like, they are a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs if they can play. If they can get hot, I mean, there's not many teams that are going to stop them.
They've also got 2 pretty good pitchers. I mean, I don't think either Anna or Nagel is like, an ace, like a lockdown ace type, but they're both really solid, and they're 2 different kind of looks. So that's not something everybody has. A lot of
teams have a
just
double
have that
barrel
one pitcher they got to ride, and they got at least somebody that if it's not going well, they don't have to just try to labor through it. They can throw somebody else in there, which is a big benefit in the postseason.
Sure. Yeah, because you play so many games in such a short span, you want to have more than one arm you can turn to. I mean, if you have a really dominant ace, I mean, we've seen teams able to ride those players, but it's definitely.
But even when you got an ace, like if they get on her, like if you can tell they're starting to time her up. They've seen her enough now. They're starting to time her up. It's nice to have just somebody else that you can throw in there. So it's just not all the weight of the world on them, like you can take that weight off a little bit, even to just get out of an inning, and then you can re-enter them or whatever, because you can do that.
For sure.
So, but I think they're equipped. Like they can score runs a lot of different ways. They'll play a little small ball, they'll run on you, but they got some kids that can run it out of the yard too. So I think they're going to be fun to watch. I think they're right there with James Allen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do too. I mean, yeah. Despite James Allen beating them 3-0 last night, it was 3-0. It's seriously, like, it wasn't 9-0, 10-0, something like that. I mean, it was a close game the entire way. So I know that May River can stick with James Allen and probably beat them too. Like I think those 2 teams are very evenly matched.
Anything can happen when you get to this point of the year. I mean, it's a 1 game sample size. Anybody can beat anybody in the playoffs. Most teams, if you're right on that top echelon, it's a softball, baseball game. Anything can happen out there. You know that as a baseball player. You've played playoff games or tournament games before. You never know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Baseball is a
the difference, I think. Yeah, I think what makes someone a real good playoff team is teams that have everything put together. Like teams that have that pitching, and depth at pitching, also have different ways to get base hits, to get on base, score runs. I mean, if you have all of that going for you and good defense,
that's the key. That's the key. I mean, it's those one or two errors that
Gotta
can
play
really
defense.
make the difference in a ball game, win or lose
Yeah.
a game. And
But I think,
Maryland-
like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we talk about, softball, baseball too. I mean, I've said this the whole season, spring season. If you have depth at pitching, you can go far if you have depth at pitching. And teams like James Island, I mean, boy, you talk about depth at pitching. James Island's
Oh, the
got depth at
baseball?
pitching.
Yeah, they got some
baseball.
dudes out there who
But-
can any of those
Arms
guys
for
can compete.
days.
Yeah.
But May River does as well. I mean, May River may not have the depth that James Island has, but they do have depth at pitching. So I expect them to do well in the playoffs too. And that goes the same for, May River softball. I mean, you have two quality pitchers on your team. That's for softball, that's really what you need. You just need two real good pitchers that can get the job done for you. Beaufort's got their ace in Kylie Rast. So whenever she's on the mound, you're going to usually have a good night with her. So you're never
Yep.
worried about that. But, if you
Right.
have at least two quality pitchers in softball, especially at the high school level, it's going to be difficult, getting runs scored against you. So, and then when it
Could
comes to
have someone else in
baseball,
the back pocket.
right,
when
yeah,
it's not
exactly.
going well for that number one.
That's it.
We look at the teams that are the most successful right now here in this part of the Lowcountry for baseball, that is. It's May River and Homehead Christian Academy. Why? Because they have depth of pitching.
Yeah.
And they also
And
have good defensive
I would
teams
add
as well.
Patrick Henry to that mix as well.
Patrick Henry as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the top three teams right now, in their, divisions, their regions and stuff like that. It's because they
Right.
have the most depth at pitching. They also have, a great defensive team, doesn't make many errors, and they can find different ways of scoring runs, And I think that's what makes them the best, best in their region. May River may have the 3 seed, but then again, you look at the region they're in, they have two teams that are just as good, if not better than they are. So, I mean,
Right. And they'll get Irmo in the first round at home, so they'll be at the tank on Monday.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually think their draw against Irmo in the first round is better than Beckham's against who do we think it was going to be? South Florence.
South Florence, yeah.
easy.
Yep.
But then in the second round, May River would get North Myrtle.
Ooh.
And North Myrtle has, I talked to Mullis for a minute today. North Myrtle has like 6 high D1 signees.
Oh
man.
crap.
Oh
Wow.
man.
And then they got a couple
sounds a
more
lot
that are
like-
going other places,
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot like James Island's team. James Island has quite a few D1 prospects as well. So I mean,
Well, we are still looking to see who that large team is. Bluffton is. I think
Yeah,
did a
they
great
haven't
job.
posted that. I would
I have a-
assume Bluffton gets in.
I think it's got to Bluffton's got to be one of those 4 teams. There's no
I
way that they're
agree.
not.
I mean, I would think so. I don't want to say gotta because I don't know what else is out there.
Yeah,
I really
there's-
don't.
But-
But
They're
I'd be
in
shocked.
probably the most. Yeah,
I
but
would be
they're
surprised
also
if
in
you don't
probably the most competitive region in the state when it comes to. Or
The
at
Myrtle
least
Beach
lower
region's
state.
really good too. The Myrtle Beach
Yeah,
Florence.
and there's some
region.
quality teams up in the upper state as well that could get.
The
in.
upper
So
state
Greer
is
did-
really strong.
Greer
they-
last year was.
Yeah,
that was-
Greer's good.
That's what I
Yeah,
don't know is there might be 4 teams more deserving from the upper state from those 4 regions up there, or 3,
they
and
have-
then they take 1 from a lower state region. They could get squeezed out, but I think they'll get in. I really do. I think
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
think
they should be well
one of
positioned. I
those
think
spots.
I think they deserve to get in as well. I really do.
if they
I
do,
really-
they'll either face Flora, North Myrtle Beach. It won't be James Island
No, they won't
or
play.
Lou-
them.
or Lugos.
Or look up Elgin.
Yeah.
Florida's a tough team, dude. I watched some of the highlights from them playing Helmhead Christian Academy, and that is a. Yeah, they always have.
Yeah,
good
and
talent.
for a while.
My understanding was the guys they threw on that Saturday game were not like top end guys.
Yeah, they weren't their
they were kind of
best,
back
but-
end guys. Yeah,
But even then, like it was still a real close game against a really strong Helmhead Christian Academy team. So, I
man,
mean,
Colleton County softball almost got James Island tonight, 12-11.
Oh man, what a game!
oh man,
Yeah, they scored 3 in the
game.
top of the 7th to tie it at 11, and then James Island walked it
That's
off.
a really deep softball region. Just talked about.
It's
River.
better than it's been for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Bluffton fell off this year.
Yeah, but
Pretty hard.
Those
And
4 teams are pretty solid. Mary Lucy Beckham,
yeah,
James Allen, Colleton, all could put together a deep run. So
yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah, Hilton Head and Bluffton.
no, they're the yeah.
I'll tell you what,
Hilton Head
Buford must have slapped James Allen softball in the face, because ever since then they've had some real good wins.
Except Buford had that heartbreaking loss yesterday against.
Yeah, Hannah.
Oh yeah, you think they woke up? They woke up James Allen and they beat him.
Yeah, I think
How
so.
you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, like I guess we expected it to be a close game against James Allen. I didn't really know what to expect for the outcome, and I was like, Buford won. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was a good win for them for sure.
Yeah.
So I got all the baseball and softball scores. I'll start working on soccer next. But baseball, Bluffton 18-6 over Hampton County. Phillips Simmons 10-0 over Battery Creek. Bridges Prep 20-0 over Ridgeland Hardyville.
Oh.
Yeah, Ridgeland Hardyville, I think, was struggling for numbers this year.
This is the end of Ridgeland Hardyville
which usually means when you're struggling for numbers in baseball and softball, it usually means you're like pulling kids out of the hallway who maybe have never played catch.
This is the end of an era for Ridgeland Hardyville, as they will split.
Yeah, again.
Again.
What are they every 5 or 6 years, whether we need to or not, we gotta switch it up. And
what exactly are they splitting it into? Because I never.
Well, Hardyville High School, it's already done. It happened this year or 2 years ago. 2 years, like last year is when they split them back.
Yeah.
So Hardyville High School is back open. Hardyville Junior Senior High School, and they've been fielding JV teams, but not varsity teams until next year.
Okay.
Now, I was told, and I good enough source that I feel good about it, that they did name a head football coach at Hardyville High School, and it is CJ Frazier.
Ooh,
really? Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It is interesting. CJ has taught in that building since he's worked in the district, I think.
Yep. Come back
or at least work. I don't know if he teaches in that building, but he works in that building. Now coming back over to Hardyville, they've got some talent. Kamari Brown's a young guy who's really, really impressive. Played JV last year, but they've got some guys at Hardyville, so it's going to be exciting to see that in 1A. But softball, May River 9-0 over Lucy Beckham, as you mentioned. James Allen 12-11 over Colleton, and Battery Creek 15-2 over Phillips Simmons. Pretty light slate tonight overall because we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, down to the end of it, really. And I'm excited to see some of these brackets show up, and so we can get an idea of who's playing who and stuff like that.
It's gonna be a busy next week.
We have seen. All right, so baseball as well. Patrick Henry 13. Oh no. That was last night. Never mind. 13-0 over Holy Trinity.
We got Skiza brackets out.
Yeah, we do have some Skiza brackets. I was just trying to get the one up here. My brain is not firing on all cylinders. Baseball takes it out of me, brother. Yeah. Little DJ thing where we took turns picking songs on the way home, and mostly sing-along songs, so that was fun. There's your 2A Skiza bracket. Patrick Henry, the defending champs, opening on the farm against Dillon Christian on Monday. Game 2 would be, I can't read it, but game 2 is on the road Tuesday, and then if necessary, game 3 will be at the higher seed Thursday in all these series. So we've got 3 series here. We got Patrick Henry, Dillon Christian. We got Thomas Hayward against Dorchester, which is uphill climb for them, but it's baseball. And Colleton Prep against St. John's Christian. So we do have the possibility of Patrick Henry, meeting against one of our fellow Lowco squads in the championship, but it would be an upset if they got there. Dorchester would be, the favorite down there. And that would be a good little series, I think. Dorchester's pretty good. So I think that would be fun. I know the 3A bracket is also out there. And
yes, it is. And I believe
Max, I want your thoughts on that.
I believe Hilton Head Christian got a 1 seed.
They did, which is expected.
Yeah.
I mean, if they didn't, there would have been people marching on Orangeburg.
Yes.
Oh, here we got the full brackets up on the thing now.
Yeah. So what it looks like is they play Tuesday.
Yes,
April
they get a
30th.
bye Monday.
Oh.
But
Sorry, I was looking
JP2.
at this.
Yeah,
They
we
might
could have
play
a Lowco
So
game over there.
JP2 against Florence
against
Christian
Florence
on the road
Christian.
Monday. If they win, they face Hilton Head Christian on Tuesday. Winner of that gets winner of Williamsburg and Northside, and then down here is where you got Hilton Head Prep against Greenwood.
Ooh, could we see
Winner
Prep?
most likely would get PD, and then you got this is all double elim. So
Yeah, right. Get the
you
loser
lose, you
bracket
come
right
back
there.
over here, you get back through the backside. You got to beat this team twice
No.
to advance, and then the winners of the two
Oh.
brackets will go toe to
the
toe
championship.
for
I
the
love this
championship.
format.
So
Yeah,
it
it's a lot
is
of
a great
fun.
little format,
Yep.
and that it's the same format more or less in high
College
school
World
league.
Series.
So.
I mean, this is
Yeah, high
basically
school league's more or less the same
Yeah.
same format though. It's just 2 rounds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Right.
The
Yeah.
super regional as most called it.
Yeah,
Right.
that PD. I
but-
think that
yeah.
PD Academy might be the one team. Christian Academy
Yeah.
might be.
Yeah.
Oh, for
and
sure. I mean, they're defending champs, and they're very good.
Williamsburg's pretty good as well, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
So,
that's a solid team. Although I'm not sure, like in terms of the competition level, who they've beaten.
let me look at this. Hold on.
They played PD close, at least once. Williamsburg did.
Yeah.
PD's 15-2.
Yeah,
And
but
the
that's
2 are to Trinity Collegiate. So 4A. Excuse me, 4A.
Yeah.
So PD's good. PD Hilton Head Prep. That'll be a couple of, potentially a couple of good games. And then Hilton Head Christian, if it ends up as them and PD, that'll be you will have earned it if you win that
Yes.
series. So
Yeah.
it'll be
that
good times.
that Christian Academy. If Christian Academy beats the winner of Florence Christian JP2 and ends up playing potentially Williamsburg, that's going to be a real good game as well. So I love this bracket.
Here's the
here we go.
4A bracket, not completely filled in, but North Myrtle will be in that one slot. Then on at large. So and this is double elim too. So even if that's not gonna mull us about it today, and we both agree that you're gonna have to beat the best team at some point. You got a better shot to beat them early than late, because
agreed.
the depth is the difference, right? So the longer the tournament goes on, the stronger the favorites get. You got to try to knock them off early, get yourself in that good position where they got to beat you twice, and hope that you can win the war of attrition. So I don't hate the draw for May River. I think it works out okay being the 3 instead of the 2. And I'm sure you got to throw whoever you got to go to throw to get through that first one, but they're going to try to have one of their big arms left, I would think. If you can, they got 3 pretty solid, really 4, but 3 that have really done it all season that you can really count on with Korn, Brazington, and Hargis. So I think piggybacking, any 2 of those guys on Monday still gives you a shot. On when do they play again? Wednesday? Thursday?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday.
So, right. No matter if you win or lose, you play your next game Wednesday.
Wednesday, and then Friday.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that championship series for the 3A is also a 3-game set, I believe. A best of 3 series. So,
correct.
So it'll be interesting. Anyway, sorry. There's
and then Hilton Head, because we had figured this out. It was West Florence.
Yeah.
West Florence.
Not easy.
So I could see Bluffton getting sent to Lugoff or AC Flora or even North Myrtle.
Soccer's also playing Lugoff Elgin.
Lugoff's a much easier trip for an upstate school. Lugoff and Flora both being in Columbia. I would guess that that Bluffton gets sent to North Myrtle if I had to guess.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We got other brackets. Some of them. We got a 3A baseball bracket.
Where is Buford? There they are. Jordan.
Buford's
they got
down there.
their 2 seed.
home
Yep.
against Georgetown.
Georgetown.
And then Gilbert, which that was a Donnybrook last year a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they didn't make any friends along the playoff run last year.
I don't think
So
many
actually,
did.
I think they did kind of make friends with Gilbert actually, because I think they had shared enemies. So they,
Yeah.
the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing.
Hanahan's going against Anern.
Ain't bad ball club, but
Darlington.
I expect Hanahan to get out of that.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Oh man, this is
it'll be good.
fun. I'm excited.
Good times, boys.
So excited.
I don't think we really have much going on in the 2As. We don't really have. Yeah, we can look at 4A softball. It's not filled in yet.
So maybe we'll be home.
Where
It'll be North Myrtle Beach from what I saw today. They'll be the 2 seed of Region 7.
Yeah, and they'll face this Region 6 4 seed.
Oh,
I think it's either North Myrtle Beach or somebody else. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Out.
What
I
about
can look at this all day, but it just.
What about the 3A
numbers.
softball bracket? Where would Buford be sitting?
Yeah, let's look at that 3A.
It'll be the
softball.
2 seed at Region 8.
Yep.
So where are they?
So they'll be in that same spot. Wait, where did I go?
Right here. Oh no.
There they are.
There they are.
Region 8, number 2. Region 7, number 3.
Okay. Those will start. Those don't start until Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I might be able to get out to the game. I gotta
I started filling in the playoff schedules on the way to Charleston today. But
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see where Javon's heading Wednesday.
Got a lot of choices, my man. I'm just excited to see where you go.
I would bet he'd be at that Buford softball game because Buford baseball. Well, they would be on the road most likely if they played Wednesday at Gilbert. But he's been known to go on the road. He gets a wild hair sometimes. Besides
Hanahan, he was at Hanahan last week. So I mean, he was at Hanahan. He was at James Island. I mean, he'll travel.
I'm just saying they got a home game right there in their backyard.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
That'd be easy choice
for
me.
But if that's the case,
but we'll have some. We could have soccer going on too, right?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Let me see if those brackets are up.
We already know where May River and
some of them are.
Bluffton plays at home against Lugoff Elgin, and then I believe May River will drive up and play. I think it's West Florence.
Oh yeah, it is filled in. Here we go. Let me.
There we
all
go.
Right. So yeah, Bluffton. Yeah, it's not all filled in on the other side, but it's mostly filled in over here. Bluffton, Lugoff, May River. We had already figured that out, hadn't we? Where they were going?
Yeah, I think West Florence, right?
Yeah,
I think Mesa
said West Florence because they had that controversial game, and then we have buys that should be playing somebody.
Yeah, AC4, man. Oof.
And I'm fading fast, boys.
There's James Island there. Okay.
3A boys, Buford won't be in very good shape there, but they'll be in it. They're in the dance. There they are. I don't know what that looks like. 2 unknown squads.
Yeah.
4A girls. 4A
this one will be interesting.
Not filled in yet. Not even our region.
AC Flora, of course. Lugoff Elgin, Ridgeview. Oof. Yeah. So that might be
Hilton Head's the 4, right?
I believe so. Yes. They're 4.
It was Beckham, and then who's the 2? James Island or May River? I don't even know. My brain is mush.
I believe James Island would be the 2 for.
I think
soccer.
so. Yeah. Man, so many things have happened.
They
just keep happening.
Lucy Beckham's sitting somewhere in here, probably. Where are they?
They're number 1.
They're the 1 seed.
Yeah, they're the 1. So they're sitting
all the way
here. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so bracketology.
Yeah, fun time.
Love
Some
it.
bracketology.
Gosh, I love this time of the year. So much fun.
Fun stuff.
It's
Fun stuff.
especially spring sports because you got so many games going on. Like for baseball and softball, you can lose once and still stay in it. So there's just a lot more action to track.
Yeah, it's a lot more exciting, to be honest.
It is. It is.
Fun.
All
right, let's shout out some sponsors. One sec. Let's do that. All right, Lowco sponsors, the MVP sponsors of LowcoSports. Start with my wife, Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports with Keller Williams of the Lowcountry. She'd love to help you find your place in the Lowco or maybe upgrade to a better one. If you want to get into the Lowco real estate market, you got to get on board with Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports. Homegrown Home Inspections is our official home inspector because Jan Lucas and his team are the best in the biz. Great friend, great guy, and he's going to make sure that you're making a great investment. And if you're building a new home, you got to have that phased inspection where Homegrown will check in every step of the way, make sure it's being built right. Homegrown Home Inspections. Mickelson Law Firm, the presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. They're our presenting sponsor of they're our original sponsor. They're also our official real estate closing attorney, and they've been supporting us since the beginning. So we hope you'll support them when you have legal needs. And then Hospice Care, the Lowcountry official not-for-profit hospice of LowcoSports and the only not-for-profit hospice in Southern Beaver County. They sold out the Yacht Hop, but if you're a business and you want to do a partnership, they still got some openings. Or if you're a chef or a restaurant and you would like to be featured, they would love to talk to you about that. So get involved with the Yacht Hop at Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, where it's not about dying, it's about living. Those are our MVP sponsors. Hunting down some soccer scores, but what do you boys want to talk about? Anything fun happened today? I feel so out of touch. I know they're still drafting football players tonight.
They are.
Yeah.
So,
you guys get any more quarterbacks?
No. We did get a defensive tackle, which I'm excited about.
I want to hear your thoughts on the big move by Kansas City last night. It was after we left the air. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Fastest 40 time in the history of the combine, if I'm not mistaken.
That dude is
4.21. I like that.
I saw something.
If you've never seen him play college football, dude, you got to watch some of his highlights.
I saw something. I saw something on Twitter about just them talking about Worthy and how he led college football and opportunities where he was able to make a big play, but the quarterback didn't give him the ball. And now he has Patrick Mahomes to play with. So
that won't be an issue.
Yeah.
Dude.
You get open, you'll get the ball, Bubba.
How to make moves, man.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. Good move jumping up to get him.
What's going on with Buffalo? They keep trading down. They traded down twice.
Really weird, especially because they needed a receiver too, and they drafted.
And Carolina got
a lot of things right now.
Carolina got who'd they get? Leggett?
Yeah, Leggett at 32.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we picked up a defensive tackle. We moved up, actually. We traded up to get like the 35th pick or something like that. And we drafted, I think, a defensive tackle from Clemson, actually. Let me look it up here. Let's see here. Draft.
I only got one soccer score. It's Holy Trinity 2-0 over Patrick Henry girls. I believe Holy Trinity, they're still undefeated. By the way, new AD at Holy Trinity, Charlie Brown, stepping up the game over there. He's been in contact a couple of times already with news from over there. But yeah, I think they're 8-0 now. And they lost in the championship game last year and skis a 2A to BA, but I think they're probably the favorite to get it done this year. Although they play BA again later this week, so that'll be fun to see what happens there.
Yeah, we drafted a defensive tackle from Clemson, and we drafted a Braylon Trice.
Luke Aurora. I love that guy. I hate that
great.
He's going to Atlanta though, but I'm excited for him.
We're gonna have some fun.
I love that guy, but now I hate him.
We're gonna have some fun this year. Me and him going at it with Carolina football in Atlanta, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait for
I
the fall.
have no faith I have no faith
I don't think
in,
Wes will be talking much once the season starts.
it's not the play. It's not more to the players. It's the ownership. The
The
ownership
owner.
has been a mess, and that's where it all stems from.
Speaking of which,
well, good luck this
speaking of
season,
which,
man.
did y'all see the sign that he went in? Somebody put on their sign. This restaurant, Charlotte, put on their big marquee. Let the coach and GM make the picks this year. And David Tepper stopped and went into the restaurant and asked who put up the sign and asked to talk to them. They said he wasn't mad and he didn't act mad.
Took off
He
his
just wanted to
hat.
know.
He took off somebody's hat.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I heard that he wanted to talk to him. He wanted to understand what they meant by that. And I guess they told him that you don't know about football, bro. You just got money. Stop making the picks. We got
What a dumpster fire. God, I'm so sorry for you, Wes, but I'm also happy because I wanted to see the Panthers struggle a bit.
Haters. Haters.
Oh man, hey, you know what? You guys are going on the right foot though. I'm gonna be honest. I think you guys eventually.
I mean, I don't hate what they've been doing in drafts so far. I like Leggett. I think he's a solid playmaker, and Bryce Young has some guys. They brought in Deontay Johnson, who has been solid in his career. He has dropped problems at times, but he's a nice possession guy. Adam Thielen, solid nucleus. He's got guys who can catch the ball. I mean, more often than not, they can make plays when they get good throws. Their throws directed towards them, but I mean, it's all going to come down. I think the Panthers, the offensive line has been one of the struggle points of the last few seasons, and I don't think you can attribute all of it to Bryce Young, but at the same time, I think there's going to be a lot more expectations. Year 2 is going to be huge for him. There's a lot of sometimes it doesn't pan out your rookie year, but I think Bryce Young is going to really have a lot at stake in terms of his development in this second year. But there's been a lot of interesting moves, trading Brian Burns, who was one of their cornerstones defensively, and you can look back to trading McCaffrey and what they got back, kind of what they didn't get back in that trade. So, and this is all has been under Tepper's leadership. So and with all the revolving quarterbacks before then, and the coaching mishaps by Matt Rule, and now Reich doesn't have success either. It's been a miss. It's hard to dig out of that in such a short time.
Man, the Falcons are in turmoil right now for drafting Michael Penix Jr. for some reason. I still don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah, there has been a lot of hate.
There are a lot of people who think that was the dumbest move on planet Earth.
Yeah, there are.
I disagree.
I think time will tell. I think if it was the right move, it's going to look genius. If it was the wrong move, of course, it's going to look stupid. But it's always going to be the case.
I don't know whether or not it was the right move.
It was a gamble. It was a gamble.
I think it's more of it was a smart move rather than the right move. Like, I think it was smart for them to draft Michael Penix to potentially.
It was if they're right about him. If they're right that he's the dude,
I think they are. I think they are. Yeah, I think they're right about him. But we also just don't know. That's what the world of sports is. We just don't know. You could be the number one prospect, and you could just do nothing in your career at the professional level. And we've seen number one draft picks who don't pan out well before. So I mean, but. I look at this draft pick. I think a lot of people were surprised by it. I was surprised by it for sure because, I just didn't expect us to draft a quarterback. We have our quarterback. But when you look at it, you look at Kirk Cousins. He's 35 years old. He's not a young gun anymore. He's 35 years old. He's going to be coming into the season from an Achilles injury that kept him out for half the season, if not more. And so you just don't know how healthy he's going to be. And if anything – this season was to be like it was last season, where quarterbacks just kept falling like birds out of the sky or something, something like that. It's something you could. That's an insurance for you.
I agree.
If you have Kirk Cousins go down, you got a good quarterback who's going to be able to learn from Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr., who's going to have weapons to use. So I think it was a good move. I obviously think they could have gone somewhere else, but I do like the move they made.
I don't hate it. I really don't.
No, I don't either.
At least on the surface, like, because I like Penix. I think Penix has a chance to be pretty good. So,
I do too.
I don't feel confident that Cousins is going to be like a slam dunk starter for more than this year or 2 years. Like, I think it could work out. It could also be disastrous. I mean, every freaking draft pick, especially when you pick a quarterback, can go either way. And there's not a lot of middle ground. Like, they're either a franchise quarterback or it was a bust and you were terrible.
Yeah.
Like, there's no in between, and you gotta.
Although I would have loved to see them go after Jarrett from Florida State, dude. I think if they would have picked him up and put him in that defensive line with Grady Jarrett, oh gosh, that would be something special. But anyway, I think it was a good move by the Atlanta Falcons. So I hope we were right about this, because I really do like Michael Penix Jr. And I always thought they were going to draft. I thought they were going to draft him before they picked up Kirk Cousins. Like, I really thought, like, Michael Penix is, like, the right fit for the Falcons offense. So I thought they were going to pick him up. And then, they picked up Kirk Cousins off of free agency. I was like, okay, well, we don't need a quarterback then. We should be okay. And they drafted him anyway. And I was like, great. That's a +1 for me. I like it. I like the move. So
trying to see if we had any other good news over here on the Twitters. But not seeing much. Just looking for some talking points for the rest of the night. But
we got the big story of the weekend over in Aiken, and I want to talk about this USC Aiken baseball series, because
get after it,
I'm excited. This is what we've been talking about really since a midway point of the season, where this is a possibility where we could see Sand Sharks and the Aiken Pacers decide that last Peach Belt tournament spot, and what an opportunity ahead of this. And really, in any case, there's nothing to lose at this opportunity. You are a transitional team. You're becoming a full-time Peach Belt member, but you aren't yet. And so you're kind of playing with house money in the sense that you're not expected to be the team that gets in. Aiken is supposed to take care of business at home, and you're the road team too. So I think it's a great opportunity, especially, for these seniors. Obviously, they want to get it done and find a way to win this and get themselves into the tournament. But, I am not as confident as I wish I was, just because of how well Aiken has played down the stretch this year and how inconsistent USCB has been. But in a small sample size in a 3-game series, certainly anything can happen, and that. And just the way this team fights and battles, this USCB team, they know they're never out of a ball game, as we saw on Sunday. So I think there's an opportunity, but it's really going to have to start with solid pitching from your top guys, whether it's Cam Nabidjian or Brandon Martin, whoever gets that first game. Obviously, so we'll have 2 games on Saturday and then the finale on Sunday. So I'm excited to see how Faulkner plays it and who he sends out there in this first game, because I think that's a huge one. You want to get that first one. That is enormous.
One. Still leaves you a little margin for error. You don't want to have your back all the way against the wall. But
I mean, we saw that game on last Sunday. That was, I think they knew that was a all hands on deck kind of game. This is an all hands on deck series. I mean, this is a win or go home.
I'm just excited they have something to play for. This
absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited
to have just to be able to play meaningful games the last weekend is
right.
That's a blessing unto itself, because not everybody gets to. There a lot of times you're playing out the string at the end, and they got something to play for, so that's cool. But I do have some more news, but let's do some sponsors first. Varsity sponsors of LowcoSports. DDS Web Design builds, hosts, and maintains websites for businesses and nonprofits that get results. So if you want to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, go to ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties, and they've jumped on board to help us continue to expand our coverage in those counties so we can shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Lowco. We're coming to the farm to get us some Lesters. It's happening. Reverence Wrestling Club, official wrestling sponsor of LowcoSports, presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind. They are the place to be if you want to take your skills on the mat to the next level. Get over to Reverence Wrestling Club. And Dr. Ambrose Cole, official chiropractor of LowcoSports. He's at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. The varsity sponsors of LowcoSports. Thanks for their support. I got a little news on the lacrosse front. Did get the Coach Dyer sent over the all-state teams here. So on the boys' side, you will recognize Brady Saba, the attacker for Hilton Head, making the first team. Jake Ridgway in the midfield out of Bluffton. That's all we got on the first team. But down here on the second team, I believe we have some more representation. Jacob Martin of Hilton Head in the midfield there. And that would be it. We don't need the upper state. But then I've got the girls here as well, I believe. Maybe not. That's 5A. Oh, did we not get girls? Just boys? Well, I do know that on the girls list, for one thing, our friend of the program, Evie Schmidt, was named the goalie of the year, lower state goalie of the year. So congratulations to Evie. She broke the record for saves in the season this year. And her pops is the baseball coach. Coach Al. So, I love Evie. She does the keeps the scorebook for wrestling as well. So she always helps us out during wrestling season. But I'm sure there were some others. But I know Caleb Mattingly was named the coach of the North-South thing from Bluffton.
Or Bluffton.
Just accolades flying everywhere, all over the place. Tristan,
he's awesome.
What's up, man? Tristan Roberts of Beaufort's own fame. Whale Branch saying, "What's up, Lowco crew? We got to get you back in here, Bubba. Let us know what's happening.
Get on the pod sometime. Talk some LowcoSports.
Yeah,
let us know what's going on in Seabrook.
Yep. Getting ready for spring
passing
football
through there tonight on my way back from Charleston, and every time I drive through there,
I'm excited for.
Think about Pringle and Detour Road.
Yeah, I'm excited for spring football practice to start up because that's getting towards go time. Once you get into May, we got to the spring football practice. It's popping up around the Lowcountry.
Yeah, I saw Hampton had theirs scheduled. They get theirs in late because they got a lot of track guys.
Right.
And a lot of people are doing that now. You know, you got enough people doing other things that they push it off until later on. But we're getting after it, man. It's football time coming up. Baseball season just finished up. Yeah, Tristan was playing ball.
Nice.
Playing baseball. So he'll be back to the grind soon. Look forward to having you back in the mix, man. Some other accolades, I think, in my email. I got buried with emails today while I was out playing baseball, coach. I do know that Kylie Rast was selected for the North-South All-Star softball game. No shock there. Beaufort did wrap up the region title in girls soccer. That's going to be a team to watch for sure.
Yeah.
And then Simon McAllister, the golfer, picked for the North-South boys golf all-star team. So team is not as deep this year for Beaufort, the boys golf, but Simon is really strong and should be in contention, for individual medals and stuff at state. But what else you boys want to talk about? You got anything else? Slow day.
It's just
wrapping it up and waiting on the brackets.
But
go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, I'm excited for this to really crank up into high gear. And it really all starts with that USCB series this weekend, and then Monday we start getting right into it because it's going to be waves coming in at once with soccer getting started, with baseball and softball, and then we have not to be outdone, we have South Carolina High School League golf still to look forward to, as well as track and field and tennis wrapping up as well. I know the Hilton Head boys are trying to make a run of their own.
I think they bowed out. I think Myrtle Beach got them in the second round, if I'm not mistaken.
Tough one there.
Hilton Head prep boys ought to roll through Skeeza again.
Yeah, and I'm excited for Skeeza soccer as well because we could have several state championship contending teams. I think you can't sleep on that Hilton and Chris County boys team. They put up
Right.
They kind of came out of nowhere this year and had a great regular season, so they're going to be a
Prep
factor.
girls are pretty strong.
Well, defending their title, and Hilton and Chris County girls are especially when you got Devin Yard, you always got to.
JP2 girls have turned it on lately, though.
I was about to say that JP2
JP2, and they were right there with Hilton at prep.
Mm-hmm.
A season ago, they compete hard in that semifinal.
Yeah, don't count them out.
Yeah.
Holy Trinity girls are well positioned. I don't know who else. BA boys, maybe.
BA boys have been there for a while. You just never know. They're in a different classification lower, so
they're in 2A. So yeah,
they're always going to have a shot because they seem to always field a strong team that gets going towards the playoffs. So
Coach Leslie does a good job over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm wiped out, boys. So I think we're gonna start to bring this one in for a landing. Pretty quiet weekend as well. It's just kind of. I've got Hilton Head playing a baseball series at Ashley Ridge. I don't know if that's still happening. Feels weird. Doubleheader. USCB, USC Aiken, of course, tomorrow afternoon. And then they'll run it back on Sunday, and Sand Sharks at the Peach Belt Conference Championships on Sunday. So pretty quiet. We'll be able to catch up on the playoff brackets, get our schedules together, figure out where we're going next week. I'll be up in Charleston the rest of the weekend with the Waves. Looking forward to that. Brett Gardner, hoping we get a cross paths with him.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I think they're going to be solid again this year, so hope we get to see them in bracket play, maybe even a championship game. Always fun to play against them. But, man, our guys look good tonight. They look really good on defense, made every play. Didn't get a lot to hit. They walked a lot of people. But hopefully we can get the bats going a little bit tomorrow. But, man, can't lose if they can't score. So we'll just keep playing defense, and hopefully that'll keep us in it. But all right, boys, let's shout out the last round of sponsors. We'll do some shout outs and then we'll call it a night. Lowco Booster Club, Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court. They're Lowco natives and they're with Charter One Realty. They want to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. Revive Rehab, Women's Health and Pelvic Floor Physical Therapy. Dr. Allie and Dr. Jen will help all new moms get feeling right after delivery. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel. Also, talked to Mandy today. Gave her a good idea. She can do those heads on sticks, like fat heads. So, you got senior night, you got graduation, you got, parties or whatever. You want to put the heads on sticks. Eagle Creations can hook it up. Jay's Barbershop, or student section too. Jay's Barbershop is the place to be in Ridgeland. They're right downtown. You can go down there and get a good-looking style and some great conversation at Jay's Barbershop. And Barefoot Floor Care of the Lowcountry. Chris Odom will get your floors so clean your feet will thank you. That's the Lowco Booster Club. Wes, you want to shout somebody out tonight?
Yeah, I think it's an easy choice. Kaiko Anna Carabello, who was dominant in the circle and did at the plate as well, in addition to her complete game shutout, where she struck out 5 and gave up just 2 walks, 5 hits. She feasted at the dish with 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, 3 for 4. I mean, just an outrageous. That's a can't do much better in your senior night to put up a performance like that to will your team to victory pretty much everywhere out there on the field. So huge congratulations to Carabello. She was by far the difference in this game. But while we're on the subject of those Sharks, I also wanted to give a shout out to those other 2 seniors that were recognized in that game. Kaya Mendrano, who, if you saw in the bottom of the lineup, she battled, worked a couple of deep counts. And then you mentioned earlier about Olivia Williams came through huge in this game with a 3 RBI night and picked up a double and a 1 for 3 outing. So great stuff for her. They've got a couple of excellent pieces in that lineup who can produce, and Williams is one of them, of course. Belcher is another, but Carabello was a difference maker tonight. So huge congrats to Anna and that senior class, who I think can make some noise in those 4A playoffs.
Yes, sir. Max, who's shouting out, buddy?
Oh man. You know what? Give me Jackson Arsenault for Boston tonight. 4 bats, 3 hits, scored 3 runs, an RBI, and a walk. Good night for him. Obviously, Hampton County is not a strong team at baseball this year, but even though it's good for Bluffton to finish out the regular season with a solid win. So I got to give it to him and Bluffton.
Huh. How about this? Mandrell Sanders, a
Yes,
linebacker who will rip your neck off.
Yeah.
Went 2 for 3 with a double, a homer, and 4 RBIs. I wouldn't like to pitch to that guy, but that's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
That guy is a monster. Sorry, I'm just looking for some other good shout outs here. But because I was going to go Bluffton baseball, but then you just swooped in there and shouted out my boy Arson now. Known him since he was a little bitty. Good kid. Good kid. Oh, man. Having a hard time finding a good one now.
I know it's a rough one to choose good ones tonight.
Well, it's just finding stats for something. You know what, though? Even though it was a losing effort, Colleton County had themselves some good stat lines tonight. Yeah, so we've talked about Christasia Holmes for Colleton County softball. She's really solid. She's got a little sister named Brooklyn Holmes, and Brooklyn balled out tonight. She went yard against James Island. Yeah.
Wow.
Brooklyn batting in the 8-hole. She just had the one home run or one hit, but it was a home run. So I'm giving her some love because she went yard. That's that. Yeah, Brooklyn Holmes. Her pops is a viewer I know, Chris. But Chrissy, I've commented numerous times on Chrissy's violent hacks. But it sounds like little sis is taking some sister hacks too, some mama hacks. So I still would not count that Colleton County team out. They are going to be a tough out in the playoffs. They are scrappy as hell. And they're going to fight. They want to keep playing as long as they can, that group. So that's my shout outs. You boys will be hanging out watching USCB tomorrow, I guess. Just chilling around the house.
Absolutely.
Sandtrack Game Day, or not Sandtrack Game Day Network, but the Peach
Belt
Network.
Yeah.
Right. You got that Peach Belt app?
Yeah, I wish we had that one at home, but hey, I'll take that walk off to wrap up the home schedule. You can't finish up much better than that. So
that's right. That's right. All right, bright and early for the Waves. Got to get down to Shipyard Park for some more baseball, but we'll be back. I think we're playing on Sunday night for the rewind.
Yes, right, and
maybe
we
a
might add in a local Lowdown as
spectacular.
well. Yeah,
some sort of playoff bracket spectacular.
Yeah,
sounds good. We'll let you know. We'll be out there on the social media. But thanks to everyone who showed up to listen or watch today, as well as all of our sponsors who make it all possible. We'll try to round up some great guests this week as we get into the playoff games. Definitely have reporters out getting those post-game interviews, Max and Connor and them. And we'll see y'all on Sunday night. For Wes Kerr and Max Arraj, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Lowco.
The LowcoSports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.